Hello, honey. Welcome to your fully booked masterclass. This is for beauty artists and entrepreneurs in the health and wellness space. You are in the right place, my love. If you want to book more aligned clients in your industry this year, as soon as next month, maybe as soon as next week. Okay, let me calm down. If you need to establish space in your schedule for self nourishment, more restful days off, and more time with your loved ones. Obviously, hello, yes, we want more freedom. And number three, to finally showcase your authenticity and your credibility. We are getting into so much more in this class as well. So please, before we start, make sure you have a journal with you or a notebook, something to write down with. Give yourself a big hug for being here. I'm so proud of you for taking this step to learn a little something, to grow, and also being patient with yourself throughout this class because I will be throwing a lot of information out. So just being mindful that you can always pause, reflect, and come back to this when needed. So when I say fully booked, this does not mean slaving away all day, every day in the treatment room. It does not mean stressing over content. It does not mean fishing for new clients every week. It does mean showing up whole for your clients, incorporating more rest and trust into your weekly routine. And it also means having the freedom to spend time with your family and the people that you love. So if we see the contrast in these two vibes, it's me in the treatment room, which I love to be in the treatment room, right? But I also love traveling with my husband. So you guys are going to learn how to mesh these worlds and create a sustainable schedule that really supports this balance. If anybody doesn't know me here and you're new, hello, I'm Erica. I am a licensed esthetician here in New York for 7 years, and I'm a beauty business mentor. I've had 3 failed aesthetics businesses because I have been solo throughout my career until this year, and I want to share what works so you can be just as profitable and successful. So the majority of this presentation will show data and examples from my personal experience because that's all I can attest to. Get ready to step into fully booked months without the burnout and enough time in your schedule to care for yourself. Plus, we're going to really tap into your strengths so you can create a stronger brand identity this year, because I wasn't fully consistently booking out until I understood my own energy and started making little shifts with a lot of consistency. As I'm recording this, we're celebrating my sixth month of being fully booked out in my business. I will show you how to shift into this reality too, so let's get to it. This would be a beautiful moment for you guys to write down in your notebook. So the 4 phases of your successful business in 2025. Number 1, we always start off with reflection. And these are my methods. This is my process. Okay, so steal it, use it, please. Number 1, reflection. This is where, oh, my mic's on, good. This is where we reflect. Who am I? Do I even love what I'm doing? We'll get into this in the next one. But do I love what I'm offering? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Who am I helping? Right? Reflecting. From there, that's because a lot of people skip this first step. because I know the creation. Number two, I know the creation part, especially if you're an entrepreneur and a creative. This part feels so juicy and fiery and oh, yeah, right? Good. We want to create. But let's create from a place of being really sure of who we are and what we do first. So reflection is number one. Number two is the creation. What are your services? Your websites? Your offerings? The flow? What are you creating? So number one, reflection. Number two, creation. Number three, nurture and honor. Number three is also something that is looked over, because this is where the dedication, the devotion, the consistency, and the commitment really comes in. How are we nurturing and honoring our creations? Because it feels really good to create and get it out there, but what happens when it's out there? Right? We have to nurture and honor the thing we create. And then we can get into paid ads, because honey, it's 2025 and this is how we're going to become more visible and help more people. So this is our first moment of juice. Reflection. I would love for you guys to write these down. And again, if you need to come back to this video or pause and, do whatever you got to do, that's totally fine. This is where we define what being a service provider means for you. Because I know we're not all estheticians like me. Some of us are yoga instructors. Some of us are massage therapists, Reiki practitioners. I have a friend in the class who does muscle testing. Some of us specialize in hair, brows, lashes, aesthetic injections, right? So what does being a service provider mean for you? Number one, do you even love what you're offering? Are you working for what you believe in and what you're passionate about? Because if you're not, people feel that, and you'll feel it too. So establishing your strengths and services in whatever industry you're in. So strength would be, I have an aesthetics license, but my strength is facials. And underneath that umbrella of facials, I think I have 6 facial offerings on my service menu. I have 6 services under my strength. Okay, so what is that for you? Number 2, the magic of niching down. Who is your client, your ideal client, and who isn't? This will not happen again. Thank you for your patience. So who is your ideal client and who isn't? How old is he or she? What do they do in their free time? What do they spend their money on? I'll tell you guys a very quick story about number 2. So when I started in the industry about 7 years ago, I started out as an acne specialist because I went to school for cystic acne. I learned how to manage it, how to treat it on myself, and I wanted to support others on that journey as well. It sounded great. I was really passionate about it, but in reality, working with that clientele stressed me out. I was so overwhelmed. I was constantly anxious. I was always taking the work home with me. I was concerned about my clients when they weren't in the room. Oh my goodness, I hope she's doing okay. I hope that she's using her at-home care. I hope she's not eating or drinking anything that causes a flare-up for her this weekend. Like, it was too much for me. And through the years, I learned how to shift into what I'm offering now. Luxury facials that support a healthy nervous system, right? So, who is your ideal client and who isn't? Where do you work? Number three, are you working from home? Are you at a spa, in a salon suite? Are you at a wellness center like I am? Are you mobile? And if you're happy with where you're at right now, that's amazing. But if you're thinking about expanding or moving, now would be a beautiful time to manifest that and to declare that. Number four, what will separate you from others in the same industry? Another quick example about number four. 95% of the time, if you're getting a facial from an esthetician, that esthetician will incorporate a facial massage. There are different tools to accomplish that moment of the treatment, right? So a few months ago, I found these really cool selenite wands, which is a crystal, because I love crystals. I'm a spiritual girly, right? And I said, oh, I need those. I need those for myself and my clients because I want them to feel that extra healing property, right? So if a potential client sees that, oh, she uses these really cool selenite wands, I want those. I've literally had people book because they said, I just want a crystal on my head, right? So that's what separates me from somebody else who may be offering the same thing, facial massage, but I'm doing it in a different way. So starting to think about that for yourself and your services. How are you separating yourself and what are you doing different? Bam, we're already in lesson one, branding. Branding is crucial for business because it creates a lasting impression, it fosters customer loyalty, enhances recognition, creates trust, and ultimately boosts business value and gives you a competitive advantage. Effective branding helps customers easily identify and remember your business, making it stand out in a crowded market. Okay, so here we have 4 different examples of brand mood or a room mood. Again, I'm using aesthetic treatment rooms as examples because baby, that's what I know. But you can apply this to your industry as well. So, number 1, these are all from Pinterest. This was the inspiration I used for my room. I loved the earthy tones. I loved the darkness, the cozy vibes. Like one of my brand missions is to make people fall asleep in my treatment room, right? So it's very dark and cozy. Number 2, we have Miss Ballerina Pink. A lot of natural sunlight coming in. There are plants. It looks very fresh. Number 3, it's giving intergalactic, right? I've been seeing a lot of these kind of starlights, the starlight situation going on in treatment rooms, which I think is cool. So that's another option. And then 4, it's very clean, minimalistic, perhaps a bit more clinical, right? Maybe some more medical treatments are going on here. But really understanding that your treatment room and your space should feel like a reflection of what's happening in your soul. I'm going to say that again. Your treatment room and your space should feel like a reflection of what's happening in your soul. I used this example on one of my live classes a few weeks ago. So number 2, if we look at Ballerina Pink, Miss Ballerina Pink, she's cute, but if you're a tattoo artist and you have like this crazy mohawk and a septum ring and a wild spiderweb tattoo on your neck, right? I don't think that you would be working in a space that looks like this. You could, but it wouldn't be an example of effective branding. because something just doesn't add up, right? And people love consistency. So making sure that your space, again, is a beautiful reflection of who you are, so you feel comfortable in there, and so your clients have a better experience. So branding is similar to what separates you, that selenite wand example, but let's go deeper right now. What is it about you that truly makes you stand out? So start to imagine the mood you want to set in your physical and virtual space. Because if your treatment room is black like mine, and I'm showing up on social media with like hot pink lip and hot pink boa, it doesn't make sense. Here we're going to establish what specific values you hold that make you unique. So in your notebooks, please write down my brand mission, and my brand values. So your brand mission is the outcome you're offering to your clients. An example of mine: I want my clients to have a space where they can relax, fall asleep, forget about their to-do list for a few hours. I want them to feel pampered. I want them to have a luxury experience. I want their nervous systems to calm down. I want to feel them exhale. And of course, I want to make sure that they're feeling beautiful and confident and gorgeous, right? So that's my brand mission. What's yours? Brand values. These are the things that you stand for. For me, it's organic skincare, fuck hustle culture, right? A calm nervous system, again, slowing down, the importance of self-care. Those are examples of brand values, the things that you stand for. Next, this deeper psychology moment is currently my favorite thing to talk shit about. How are you presenting yourself? So you want to be sure you're prioritizing looking professional. The more that you respect yourself, the more your clients will respect you, and the more you get paid. So being sure you're showing up for your clients who are paying you, showing up unstained, unwrinkled, clean hair, makeup if you choose. You know, for my makeup, I just do a little sunscreen. I don't have any on today, and a little lip. Maybe I fill in my brow. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, depending on what industry you're in and depending on your personal vibe. And nails. Clean nails, baby. Clean nails. We are in the service industry. You want to be sure that your nails are clean. Because I've been seeing some crazy shit, okay? When I started to take pride in how I was presenting myself for my clients and online, that was up there on the top 3 things that helped me boost my business this year. Because how you show up matters. Okay, so our next exercise, you guys are going to write down a short description of what your workspace feels like and looks like. If you're already happy with it, maybe now would be a beautiful opportunity for you to jot down something that you want to add into your space. Maybe a little salt lamp, maybe a little evil eye, maybe a new candle, maybe a new rug. Do you need better towels? Something to upgrade and up-level your business, because then you'll be excited to come to work. Your specialty, your brand values, and your brand mission. So just filling in what we spoke about up here, your brand mission and your brand values. And then if you'd like to, write down one specific thing about you that aligns with your brand. So for me, I do not drink alcohol anymore. It's been a few years. So that is something about me that aligns with my brand. Clean living, non toxic, calm nervous system. Social media and content blueprints. How is everything landing? Are you guys still with me? I know I can't see you, but I can feel you. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty stuff. Why is content so important? I know at times it can feel annoying if you're a bit more introverted like myself, but content is important because it builds brand awareness, creates community, it attracts aligned clients and supporters, it establishes your expertise and credibility. Number 4 is the most important. It lowers your acquisition costs, meaning your advertising budget. So Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, whatever you're on, these are free platforms for you to get on every day, every week, or every month, however much you're comfortable with, that you can advertise your business for free. So content is important because this is how people see us, this is how people see you, and this is how you get paid. Not all of the time, because there is still referrals and word of mouth, but staying on top of content in 2025 is important. In the next slide, I will show you guys how to manage that in a really easy and fun and simple way. But for now, let's hone in on who you are. This part of the job is an entire animal on its own, I'm aware. I hope to break it down for you into something that feels fun and digestible. You must have a clear bio that makes it easy, simple, easy for clients to understand who you are, what you offer, how to book with you. Who you are, what you offer, how to book with you. I'll show you right now how to do this. So right now we're just going to focus on the left side right here. There is no guesswork. I outlined everything for you guys. All you have to do is plug in your information. So your social media bio and your landing page. The first thing that people see should be your name and your job title. So on the right side here is mine, so you can see what this looks like. So my name is Erica. I'm a licensed esthetician and a beauty business mentor. So that is your name and your job title. The first line under that should be a niche statement or a relatable hook. I'll get into why this is important. So mine is a wifey, just got married. I'm a Taurus. I love tarot, and I'm a dancer. I love to dance. I used to do it professionally, but girl, I'm 30 now. I just gotta do it for fun, right? So why this is important is because I want somebody to see this and say, oh, I love Tauruses. Oh, I love pulling cards too. Oh, I just got married, or I'm getting married in 6 months. Oh, wow, I love to dance as well, right? This is who I am. Yours should be a bit of who you are. Because if a beautiful Christian woman comes to my page and she sees that I'm into astrology and I'm into tarot divination, I'm not sure that she would be inclined to book with me, and that's okay. I know it hurts, I know it sucks, but we don't have the energy to help everyone. We want the people who see this, who feel this and who come to us for years because of who we are. Okay, underneath that should be your credibility and your location. So mine is 7 years experience. They already know in what because it's in my job description. And then Long Island, New York. If you are under a year, which I don't, yeah, if you're under a year, you can just say New York State, you could say esthetician and then New York State licensed, or plug in whatever industry is. This is optional. Underneath your credibility and location, this would be a beautiful opportunity for you to explain or to show off your brand mission. So mine is luxury facials to support a healthy nervous system. I recommend only doing this when you've had that time to reflect and feel really good about a strong brand mission. So that's optional, but that would be cool there too. And then lastly, your call to action, which brings them directly to your link tree, your website, or a booking page. So they can book with you without you having to go back and forth in the DMs. So mine is an arrow that directs them straight to my link tree, and it gives them different options. Book your facial, purchase a facial gift card, watch this masterclass, join my mentorship, right? Boom, boom, boom. Very simple call to action, so they are directed exactly where you want them to book. How we doing? Yeah. So I know creating content can be overwhelming, but I guarantee if you stick to this formula, it will feel fun, easy, and take the pressure off on guessing what to post, when to post, how to post, right? So we're going to focus on creating these 4 types of content every week, every other week, or once a month, again, depending on how comfortable you are with content creation. So let's focus on the left side again. I would love for you guys to write these in your notebook. Number 1, educational. Number 2, lifestyle. Number 3, client treatment. And number 4, text over reel or post. I'm going to show you guys examples of all of these in the next slide, but for now, let's talk about why these are so important. So educational content shows authority, self-confidence, and trust between you and your followers. It gives you the opportunity to share all the benefits from all the services you provide. Lifestyle content shows you're a human being with other interests rather than just giving treatments like a damn robot all day, every day. This gives you the chance to bond and connect on a deeper level with potential and existing clients. Please remember to keep it clean though, and be cautious. No drugs, no hard alcohol, or no content that's extremely polarizing. Like I would stay away from politics or anything that's just super edgy, unless that's like a really big part of your brand. But why I say this is because high paying and high level clients, they don't want to see you popping ass at 4 a.m. on a Vegas bender before they come to you for their treatment, unfortunately. Number 3, advertising your client treatment. So advertising your client receiving a treatment. This is an opportunity to sell to whoever may be watching. Educate in the caption and create FOMO for those interested in your services. Number 4, the text over reel. This should be an aesthetic short clip video speaking to your client's soul and or inspiring action. So inspiring that book, inspiring that urge, that need to book. Okay? And before we move on into all the examples of these, I just want to say this here. I know that sometimes selling can feel super icky, but I don't want that for you. And I haven't felt that for me in a very long time because I spent time with my reflections. I know what my mission is. I know who I am. I know who I'm trying to help. Right? So, in this phase of creating content and talking your shit and showing off your services, I would hate for you to hold back due to the fear of feeling too salesy. People need what you have. Your clients are looking for you. They want what you provide. That's why it's so important to spend time in those reflections. So it's coming off in the most authentic way possible. If you do need specific help with creating content, branding, and boundaries, which we're getting into next, one-on-one sessions with me are available through clarity sessions and mentorship. We will talk about that later, but for right now, let's get into the different examples of these types of content. So content that speaks to the soul. In light of the masterclass, I chose to use this example. So if you're like me, I don't love talking on camera all the time. So sometimes I'll just set up a tripod and record myself giving a treatment because I don't even have to talk. My mouth is literally covered with a mask. Right? So you can get creative with content if you don't feel like showing up and showing face and using your voice every single day. For this one, it was a 8-second video of me dermaplaning my client, Jackie. She's totally cool with being filmed, and I just slapped over text. These are 8 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Fully booked with aligned clients and restful days off. This type of content speaks to somebody's soul and it kind of sparks a little seed. Because if I'm a service provider and I see that somebody is booked out with cool clients and they still have time to chill, that talks to my desires. I'm like, wow, I want that too, because I've been really burnt out in my business. Or I've been really like fishing for clients, like, how do I fill my books? But I still want to rest and I still want to enjoy my time with my clients. Right? So then in the caption, we educate and we go deeper into how to get involved in this energy. So that's content that speaks to someone's soul. Lifestyle, again, just me and my man. But this is content, again, that just shows that you're not that robot every day in the treatment room just doing the same thing over and over. This gives you the chance to bond with your clients and your community. Client treatment. This was a microneedling moment. I microneedled my client Heather, and I just took a few like short clips of the process. Again, this type of content creates that FOMO and it creates that conversation of somebody seeing this and being like, oh wow, what are the benefits of that? I've actually never seen that before. Or I've always thought about doing that. What could that do for me? Education. Here somebody slid in my DMs and she asked me a question about microneedling. So naturally, I screenshotted it. I left her picture out, screenshotted it, and I just simply answered her question from an educational perspective. Because if somebody has a question, that means 20 to 50 other people have the same question, right? So getting creative with your educational content. and then content that inspires action. So it's similar to content that speaks, but instead of creating a conversation and creating some interest, inspiring action is content that sets the urge to book. So this was, again, it was like a 6-second video of me literally just putting some clay mask on my client Sam. And over the video, I wrote, life feels better when you give yourself the same love you pour into everyone else. Ooh. So if I'm a potential client and I see that, in my head I go, oh, I had a really stressful week at work. Life would feel better if I poured some love into myself. I have been neglecting my self-care. Shit, maybe I should book something. Because life would flow a little bit easier in this phase right now if I poured some more energy into me. You see what I mean? It's not icky. It's not malicious. You're talking about how you can help people receive what it is that you do. Below right here, I have a little hack for you guys. So on some of my days off, I schedule models to receive a discounted basic facial. I think I do about 2 models a month currently. They're cool with being used to film in exchange for their service. This mentality is not about how hard are you willing to hustle. Rather, let's reframe this into how much love are you willing to pour into your passion. Because every time I post a model, Sam was actually a model right here, I get a few bookings that same exact week. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys with this, but like we're not too busy for our businesses, right? If you have an extra few hours in your month, fill it with some models and play with content creation. Play with your angles, play with your lighting, play with the fonts, play with the editing, right? Because this should be fun, not stressful. So getting models is a really beautiful opportunity for you to play and create. How are we doing? We're already on lesson 3, so this is where it gets juicy. I know I keep saying that, but for real, I want to be sure that we're all here because this is the shit. You need, please write these 5 things down: a booking page, waivers, consultation offering, card on file, and late cancellations / no-show policies in place. 5 imperative things. If you don't have these 5 systems in place before you start offering your services, you're cooked. Because you cannot scale your business if everything relies on you to function. I'm going to say that again. You cannot scale your business if everything relies on you to function. So setting standards and establishing boundaries is not mean. This is how you protect yourself. With these systems in place, you'll have the time and energy to actually grow instead of juggling or wearing all of the hats. This will wean out people who could potentially take up half of your day going back and forth with which treatment is right for me, or what day and time works best for you, or oh my god girl, I'm so sorry, my dog got sick, I need to reschedule, or oh my god, my car broke down, I need to cancel. Like, no, it's 2025. If you're a business owner or a service provider, you're simply like trying to grow, you're simply not going to have the time to do that. I'll show you why. Oh, also, by the way, I implemented these in November, these 5 things. This, along with how I was presenting myself, but this shift was literally the number one thing that helped me get my life back and protect me from clients who maybe weren't so committed in the first place. Paid ads. Do not start your paid ads until you have a set foundation that can handle more volume. Set foundation, meaning you have an established booking page. You have a nice consultation flow. You have a strong sense of your brand identity, and you have a nice, clear bio that explains who you are, what you do, and how people can book with you. This is because paid ads equals more eyes, more visibility on you and your business. You want to be able to handle that visibility with ease, making it simple for future clients to work with you. Again, if you need more clarity and extra help with setting up your systems and then eventually running ads, those one-to-one sessions with me are available along with the mentorship space. Creating a balanced schedule that you stick to is imperative for your health, along with putting back-end operations in place that allow you to not be on all the time, what we were just talking about. You absolutely need restful days off and out of the treatment room for family, friends, romantic relationships, your damn self, because some of those days off, I guarantee there will be a list of business devotion things to do. Restocking, deep cleaning, editing your content, client consultations, answering emails or DMs, checking in on your clients. When we say it out loud, it's a lot. So let this be the moment where you establish that space for yourself, because we cannot serve from a place of being full and whole and give our clients the best experience possible if our souls are crying for nourishment too. So this is just an example of my schedule. You guys can steal it. I know everyone's life is different, so you can get inspired by it or you can steal it. Whatever, right? But just let this right now together be the moment, honey, where we establish that schedule and the boundaries are so strong. There's none of this, oh, I'll squeeze you in here, I'll move it around. Nope. This is the schedule. So my operating hours are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. This means these are the hours I'm in the treatment room giving service or creating content for the business. My days off are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. These are the days where I schedule my self-care escapades, and these are the days where I engage in lower effort tasks for the business. So instead of creating content, maybe I'm editing content and posting while Netflix is blasting in the background, something like that. Maybe these are the days where I'm ordering stuff from a website that I need for next week in the spa. Okay? So for this exercise, and again, guys, feel free to pause this and always come back if you need more time, but be sure to have the section in your journal dedicated to this moment. You're going to write out your desired schedule for each day of the week. Monday, what are we doing? Tuesday, what does that look like? Wednesday, what's happening? Thursday, where are we at? All the way to Sunday. Okay? And next to one of those days, I'd love for you guys to star one. That's going to be the day where you establish where and how you're incorporating your self-care. For me, it's dancing, yoga, meditation on my bike. I love to bike ride, so I meditate on my bike outside. I love doing facials on myself, exercising, cooking with my husband, things like that. But what is it for you? How are you filling up your own soul? Minimum once a week. It doesn't have to be a whole 24-hour thing. But how are you incorporating that time for you? This was a big lesson for me this year as well, because the more I was practicing what I was preaching and the more I was feeding myself, the more I had to give. So do not overlook this section. I really want you guys to be able to experience this exhale as well. Yay! Positive affirmations. Lastly, I'd love for us to close out by creating our own unique, personalized affirmation to always come back to when things in business feel hard, right? Because it is not always sunshine and butterflies. There are moments in business that will challenge us. So, my affirmation, which I've loved for the past like 5 years, anything worth having requires commitment, and I got this from the Hood Healer. You guys can take this one, or you can just let it settle, and when one comes to you, you can leave space in your notebook or journal for your affirmation. My angels, this concludes our masterclass. Thank you for your presence and for allowing me to share some wisdom from my experience. If this spoke to your soul, just know that you do not have to spend another month, another week trying to scale all alone. You can apply to work with me for one-on-one sessions through Clarity or commit to my 3-month mentorship. You can do that by enrolling in my DMs. You just gotta slide in my DMs, boo, and let's start a conversation. I am so proud of you for being here. I'm so excited to see the shifts that you make in your business. Let me know what's happening. I'm always a message away, and I'm rooting for you. Thank you for being here. Mwah.